Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, I want to remind you today of a principle that governs success, fulfillment, and divine destiny. The principle is simple. Stay silent, and everything will come to you naturally. The problem with many of us today is that we are too busy, too anxious, too loud, and too restless. We chase after things that are already designed to find us. We rush ahead of divine timing and then wonder why we struggle. But listen to me carefully. Silence is not absence. Silence is the position of power. The greatest battles in history were not won by those who shouted the loudest, but by those who moved with wisdom, patience, and understanding. The book of Isaiah 30:15 declares, "In quietness and trust is your strength." That means your strength is in your stillness. Your breakthrough is in your silence. Silence is not emptiness. It is a realm of wisdom, understanding, and revelation. In a world where noise is constant and voices are many, few understand the power of staying silent. We live in a generation where everyone wants to be heard, where people believe that the louder they speak, the more important they become. But true power is not in how much you say, it is in what you withhold. The greatest lessons of life are not learned in the noise, but in the stillness. Look around, and you will see that nature itself teaches us the value of silence. The sun does not make noise, yet it gives light to the entire earth. The moon does not announce its presence, yet it controls the tides. Trees do not make a sound as they grow, yet they provide shelter, oxygen, and beauty. The things that make the most impact in life are those that operate in silence. One of the greatest downfalls of humanity is the inability to stay silent. People often speak too quickly, act too hastily, and make decisions out of impulse rather than wisdom. They react instead of responding. But those who understand the power of silence know that wisdom is birthed in stillness. A person who can control their tongue can control their destiny. Proverbs 17:28 says, "Even a fool is considered wise when he holds his peace." This means that silence can elevate a person beyond their actual wisdom. Silence is a sign of confidence, maturity, and strength. A confident man does not need to announce his power. His presence speaks for him. A wise man does not need to prove his knowledge. His actions reflect it. The more you speak, the more you expose yourself. But when you stay silent, you protect your thoughts, your energy, and your destiny. Consider the story of Jesus when he was on trial before Pilate. He had every right to defend himself, to argue his case, to prove his innocence, yet the Bible says that he opened not his mouth. Isaiah 53:7. Why? Because power is not in words alone, it is in knowing when to speak and when to stay silent. Jesus understood that silence was the ultimate weapon. His purpose was already in motion. He did not need to fight for himself because the victory was already secured. In the same way, many of us waste energy trying to justify ourselves to people who do not understand us, trying to prove our worth to those who will never see it, and trying to force things that are already set in divine motion. But silence is a declaration of trust. It says, I do not need to fight for what is already mine. I do not need to speak when God is already working. Many battles are lost because of unnecessary words. Many relationships are broken because of reckless speech. Many opportunities are missed because people do not know when to keep quiet. But those who understand silence know that there is a time for everything. There is a time to speak and a time to be silent. When you stay silent, you allow wisdom to grow. You allow patience to work. You allow divine timing to take its course. Silence is also a weapon against the enemy. The devil thrives in noise, confusion, and distraction. But when you stay silent, you deny him access to your thoughts, your emotions, and your reactions. The enemy wants you to be restless, anxious, and reactive. But when you remain still, you demonstrate that your trust is in God, not in human strength. My friends, learn to embrace silence. Do not rush to speak. Do not rush to react. Do not waste energy trying to force what is meant to flow naturally. Stay silent, observe, listen, and allow wisdom to guide you. When the time is right, everything that is meant for you will come, not by force, but by divine alignment. The law of patience is one of the most powerful principles that govern life, success, and destiny. Everything in life follows a process, a divine order that cannot be rushed. The greatest mistake people make is believing that they can force what is meant to take time. They want results overnight, breakthroughs instantly, and success without sacrifice. But the truth is, anything that is rushed will not last, and anything that is forced will not flourish. Patience is not just about waiting. It is about trusting the process, believing in the timing of God, and allowing things to unfold naturally. A seed does not become a tree in a day. When you plant a seed, you do not stand over it, shouting at it to grow. You do not dig it up every hour to check its progress. You simply water it, nurture it, and trust that in the right season, it will break through the soil and bear fruit. The same applies to life. Everything has a season, and every season has a purpose. There is a time for planting, a time for growing, and a time for harvesting. But those who lack patience often try to skip the process. They want the harvest without planting, the reward without the work, and the crown without the cross. Many people fail in life not because they lack potential, but because they lack patience. They give up too soon, walk away too early, and lose faith just before their breakthrough. But the law of patience teaches us that what is meant for you will come in due time, and no force on earth can stop it. The only thing that can delay your blessing is your own impatience. When you try to rush what God is preparing, you only end up with something incomplete, something premature. A cake that is taken out of the oven too soon is not ready to be eaten. A building that is not fully constructed is not safe to live in. The same is true for your life. If you rush the process, you will only end up with something that is not fully developed. The greatest leaders, visionaries, and world changers understood the law of patience. Joseph was given a dream, but he had to go through years of trials before he saw it come to pass. David was anointed king, but he had to wait before he could take the throne. Jesus himself spent 30 years preparing for a ministry that lasted only 3.5 years. Why? Because purpose takes time. Destiny takes time. You cannot rush greatness. Patience is also a sign of faith. When you trust that everything will come to you naturally, you do not panic, you do not force, and you do not doubt. You rest in the confidence that what is yours will come in its appointed time. People who lack patience are people who do not truly trust in God's timing. They believe they must do everything in their own strength, and in the process they exhaust themselves. But those who trust in God's timing move with grace. They are not in a hurry, they are not anxious, and they are not desperate. They understand that delayed does not mean denied. There is a reason why the strongest trees take the longest to grow. There is a reason why the best things in life require time. What is built quickly can fall quickly, but what is built with patience will stand the test of time. My friends, do not rush your journey. Do not compare your progress to others. Do not be discouraged when things seem slow. Stay faithful, stay diligent, and stay patient. What is meant for you is already on its way. It will not be late. It will come exactly when you are ready to receive it. Alignment with purpose is one of the most important principles of life. Everything in creation has a purpose, a reason for its existence, and a specific role to fulfill. The problem with many people today is that they are chasing after things that were never meant for them. They are trying to force themselves into places where they do not belong, striving for things that were never part of their divine assignment. But when you are in alignment with your purpose, everything flows naturally. You do not have to struggle to fit in. You do not have to fight for recognition, and you do not have to force opportunities. When you are walking in the path designed for you, doors will open effortlessly, and the right things will come to you at the right time. Purpose is not something you create. It is something you discover. Before you were born, God had already placed a purpose within you. Your gifts, your talents, your passions, and even your struggles are all part of that purpose. The challenge is that many people ignore their natural calling and chase after things that society tells them they should pursue. They choose careers based on money, relationships based on convenience, and lifestyles based on trends, rather than seeking alignment with what they were truly meant to do. But fulfillment can only come when you walk in the path you were created for. No amount of success outside of your purpose will bring peace to your soul. Look at the birds of the air. They do not struggle to fly because they were created for the sky. Fish do not struggle to swim because they were designed for water. Trees do not fight to grow because they are naturally aligned with the earth. When you are in the right environment, doing what you were created to do, you will not have to force things to happen. They will come to you naturally. The reason many people experience frustration, exhaustion, and disappointment is that they are trying to live outside of their design. They are forcing themselves into jobs, relationships, and situations that do not align with who they truly are. But the moment you embrace your purpose, life begins to flow. One of the clearest signs that you are in alignment with your purpose is peace. When you are on the right path, you will feel a deep sense of inner peace, even in the midst of challenges. This does not mean that life will be easy, but it means that you will have a sense of certainty and direction. You will not feel lost, restless, or confused, because you will know that you are exactly where you are meant to be. Another sign of alignment is that the right people, opportunities, and resources will find you. You do not have to chase after them. When you are in purpose, you attract the things that are meant for you. It is like a river flowing effortlessly towards the ocean. Everything moves in harmony. This is why some people seem to experience success effortlessly while others struggle. It is not because they are luckier or more privileged. It is because they are in alignment. They are not wasting energy chasing things that are not meant for them. They are simply walking in their divine assignment, and everything is falling into place. Many people are afraid to trust the process. They think that if they do not force things, they will be left behind. But purpose does not work that way. What is meant for you will never miss you. If you stay faithful, if you remain patient, and if you align yourself with what you were created to do, everything you need will come at the right time. You do not have to compete with anyone. You do not have to compare yourself to others. Your journey is unique, and your timing is divine. The most successful and fulfilled people in history were those who lived in alignment with their purpose. They were not necessarily the richest, the most famous, or the most talented, but they were the ones who embraced who they were meant to be. They did not chase after things that did not belong to them. Instead, they remained true to their calling, and everything they needed came to them naturally. So my friends, do not waste your life running after things that were never meant for you. Seek alignment with your purpose, and you will find peace, fulfillment, and success without unnecessary struggle. Trust that what is meant for you is already making its way to you. You just have to be ready to receive it when the time is right. Faith and trust in God are the foundations of a life that flows with divine order and purpose. Without faith, life becomes a constant battle of striving, worrying, and forcing things to happen. But when you trust in God, you understand that everything is already taken care of. You do not have to manipulate circumstances, stress over the future, or try to control outcomes. Trusting in God means knowing that He is in charge, that He has already ordained your path, and that what is meant for you will come to you at the right time. Many people struggle with trust because they live in a world that teaches them to depend on their own strength. They believe they must fight for everything, push their way forward, and make things happen by force. But the truth is, the greatest blessings in life do not come from human effort alone. They come from divine favor. When you trust God, you move with a different kind of confidence. You do not rush, you do not panic, and you do not let fear dictate your decision. You understand that if something is meant for you, no one can take it away. And if something is not meant for you, no amount of force will make it yours. Faith is not passive. It is an active decision to believe that God's timing is perfect. Too many people stress over delays and closed doors, not realizing that sometimes God's greatest blessings come in the form of things that did not happen. That job you wanted but did not get, it was not for you. That relationship that ended, it was God protecting you. That opportunity that seemed perfect but slipped away, it was a setup for something greater. When you trust in God, you stop seeing setbacks as failures and start seeing them as divine redirections. Look at the birds in the sky. They do not worry about food or shelter, yet God provides for them. How much more will He take care of you? Trust is knowing that even when you cannot see the way, God is making a way. It is believing that even when nothing seems to be happening, everything is actually falling into place. The reason many people live in constant anxiety is that they are trying to control what is beyond their power. They are trying to speed up a process that only God can complete. But the Bible says, be still and know that I am God, Psalm 46:10. That means there's power in stillness, in letting go, and in allowing God to do what only He can do. Trusting God does not mean you sit back and do nothing. It means you do your part and let God handle the rest. A farmer does not sit in his house expecting a harvest without planting seeds. He does the work of sowing, watering, and preparing, but he does not force the plants to grow. He trusts the process. In the same way, you must do your best, be diligent, and stay faithful, but then let go of the need to control every detail. What is meant for you will come, and what is not meant for you will pass by. One of the biggest tests of trust is waiting. Waiting is difficult, especially when you do not see results. But waiting is not wasted time. It is in the waiting that God prepares you, strengthens you, and aligns everything for your good. Many people miss their blessings because they rush ahead of God. They get tired of waiting, so they settle for less. But those who trust in God understand that He does not delay. He works in perfect timing. Faith is also about believing that even when things do not go as planned, they are still working for your good. Romans says, all things work together for the good of those who love God and are called according to His purpose. That means nothing is wasted. Every experience, every delay, and every disappointment is part of a bigger picture. You may not understand it now, but one day you will look back and see that everything made sense. So my friends, stop striving, stop forcing, stop stressing over what you cannot control. Have faith, trust in God's plan. What is meant for you will find you, and what is not meant for you will move out of your way. Walk in faith, be still, and know that everything is already taken care of. Your only job is to stay ready, stay faithful, and allow everything to come to you naturally. The strength in stillness is one of the most overlooked yet powerful principles of life. In a world that glorifies noise, movement, and constant action, many people believe that stillness is weakness. They think that if they are not always speaking, always doing, or always pushing forward, they will be left behind. But true strength is not in how much you say or how much you do it, is in your ability to remain still when necessary, to move only when the time is right, and to trust that everything will come to you naturally. Stillness is not laziness. It is not inaction. It is a state of confidence, peace, and assurance. It is knowing that you do not have to react to everything, respond to every attack, or force things to happen before their time. Stillness is the ability to remain calm when others are panicking, to stay quiet when others are arguing, and to trust when others are doubting. It is in the quiet moments that wisdom is revealed. It is in the stillness that clarity comes. Many people miss the voice of God because they are too busy talking, too busy worrying, and too busy trying to control things that are beyond their power. Look at the ocean. On the surface, the waves are restless and always in motion, but deep down there is stillness. That deep stillness is where the real power lies. The same is true for life. Those who are truly strong do not waste their energy on unnecessary movement. They do not fight battles that do not belong to them. They do not react to every criticism, every challenge, or every delay. They understand that real power is in restraint, in knowing when to act and when to wait. Stillness is also a form of discipline. It takes discipline to remain silent when you want to speak. It takes discipline to stay patient when you want to rush. It takes discipline to hold your peace when everything in you wants to react. But those who master stillness master life. They do not allow circumstances to dictate their emotions. They do not let external pressure control their decisions. They move with wisdom, not impulse. One of the most powerful examples of strength in stillness is Jesus. When he was falsely accused, mocked, and betrayed, he did not defend himself. He did not fight back. He remained still because he knew that his purpose was already set. His destiny was already in motion. He did not need to argue with those who did not understand him because he knew that time would reveal the truth. In the same way, when you are walking in purpose, you do not have to defend yourself to everyone. You do not have to prove yourself to people who do not believe in you. Stay still, stay focused, and let time reveal who you truly are. Stillness is also a weapon against fear and anxiety. Many people live in a constant state of worry because they are always trying to control everything. They think that if they stop moving, they will fall behind. But the truth is, some things can only come to you when you are still. The Bible says in Exodus 14:14, the Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. That means there are battles you do not need to fight. There are situations where your best response is silence. There are moments when the most powerful thing you can do is wait. The greatest breakthroughs often come when you stop striving and start trusting. The right opportunities, the right people, and the right answers come when you are in a state of stillness. It is in the quiet that revelation comes. It is in the waiting that growth happens. The caterpillar does not struggle to become a butterfly. It simply rests in its cocoon, trusting the process. The same is true for you. Everything that is meant for you is already set in motion. You do not have to force it, fight for it, or chase it. Stay still, stay patient, and watch how everything aligns at the right time. So my friends, do not be afraid of stillness. Do not mistake silence for weakness. Strength is not in how loud you are or how fast you move. It is in your ability to remain still when necessary, to trust when others doubt, and to wait when others rush. Stay in position, hold your peace, and allow everything to come to you in its perfect time. The power of divine timing is one of the greatest truths of life. Everything in creation operates on a schedule that has been set by the Creator. The sun rises and sets at its appointed time. The seasons change according to a divine rhythm. A baby develops in the womb over a set number of months. Nothing in nature is rushed, and nothing is delayed. It all unfolds in perfect timing. Yet, many people struggle with this concept when it comes to their own lives. They want things to happen according to their own timeline, and when things do not happen as quickly as they desire, they become frustrated, anxious, or even discouraged. But the truth remains. Everything will come to you at the right time. What is meant for you will not be early, and it will not be late. It will arrive precisely when you are ready to receive it. One of the biggest mistakes people make is trying to force things to happen before their appointed time. They see others succeeding and believe they must rush their own journey. They compare their progress to others and feel as if they are behind. But comparison is the enemy of peace. Just because someone else is walking into their season does not mean you are behind schedule. A flower does not bloom at the same time as every other flower in the garden, yet each one blooms beautifully in its own season. The same is true for your life. You are not late. You are not forgotten. You are exactly where you are meant to be, and your time is coming. God's timing is perfect because he sees the full picture. He knows what you need, when you need it, and how to prepare you to receive it. If something has not happened yet, it is because you are either not ready for it or it is not ready for you. A blessing given too soon can become a burden. A door opened before its time can lead to destruction. This is why divine timing is not just about waiting, it is about preparation. While you are waiting, God is working. He is aligning the right people, the right opportunities, and the right circumstances to ensure that when your moment comes, you will be ready to step into it with confidence. Look at the life of Joseph in the Bible. He was given a dream as a young man, but it took years before he saw it fulfilled. During that time, he went through betrayal, slavery, and imprisonment, but each of those experiences was preparing him for his destiny. If Joseph had become a ruler too soon, he would not have had the wisdom, the maturity, or the experience to handle the responsibility. His waiting season was not wasted it was necessary. The same applies to your life. What you perceive as a delay may actually be a season of preparation. There is a reason why certain doors have not opened yet. There is a reason why some things have not happened as quickly as you expected. It is because God is orchestrating everything according to his perfect plan. If you try to open a door that is not meant to be opened yet, you may step into something that is not aligned with your destiny. But when you trust divine timing, you can rest knowing that what is meant for you is coming. You do not have to chase after it. You do not have to force it. You simply have to stay faithful, keep growing, and be ready to receive it when it arrives. Patience is not just about waiting, it is about how you wait. Many people wait with frustration, anger, and doubt, but true faith is waiting with expectation, with peace, and with confidence. It is knowing that just because you do not see progress does not mean progress is not happening. A seed grows in the soil before it breaks through the ground. A baby develops in the womb before it is born into the world. In the same way, your blessings are being prepared behind the scenes, and when the time is right, they will manifest. So, my friends, do not be discouraged by what seems like a delay. Do not let impatience push you into something that is not meant for you. Trust the process. Trust the timing. Trust that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. What is meant for you is already on its way. And when it arrives, it will be perfect, complete, and exactly what you need. Stay in faith, stay in position, and watch as everything comes to you in the right season. Everything in life moves according to a divine rhythm. When you learn to stay silent, trust, and allow things to come to you naturally, you will walk in a peace that surpasses all understanding. The greatest struggles in life come from trying to force what is not yet meant to be, chasing what was never yours, or resisting the season you are in. But when you align yourself with your purpose, have faith in God's plan, embrace the strength in stillness, and trust divine timing, you will see that everything you need is already making its way to you. Life is not about striving, forcing, or struggling. It is about flowing with the process that has already been designed for you. The right opportunities, the right people, and the right doors will open at the perfect time. Your only job is to stay ready, stay faithful, and stay at peace. The world will tell you that you must always be doing something, always be proving yourself, always be fighting to get ahead. But true wisdom understands that not every battle is yours to fight, not every door is yours to open, and not every opportunity is meant for you. When you stop striving and start trusting, life begins to unfold in a way that is effortless, beautiful, and full of grace. So remain patient. Stay still when necessary. Move only when led. Let go of fear, worry, and doubt. What is meant for you will never pass you by, and what is not meant for you will never stay. Your life is already set in divine order. Simply trust, wait, and watch as everything comes to you naturally.